Have you been feeling overwhelmed or run down or anxious? Well, let's get you some support. I'm just going to demonstrate using the AO scanner technology, something that you can use on your own device, how you can support yourself with frequencies that support your emotions, because emotions are a frequency. They create a frequency within you. Your brainwave activity is a frequency as well, for example. And using the AO scanner, and I'm referencing now the inner voice app part of it, can help support you by providing balancing harmonic files, audio with frequencies behind it. You can actually hear it if you want to, which then help with your brainwave activity to help balance those emotions that are coming up for you. So I'm going to do this in real time now so that you can see how long it takes and what's involved. So in order to set you up on the scanner, you first need to input your information. So you just send that to me via Messenger. We just need first name, last name, date of birth, your height and your weight, and a photo. The more touch points, they're classed as energetic touch points, the more accurate the information, and the more often that you do it, the better the app gets to know you. The data is maintained within your personal details are maintained within that app. It doesn't go off to head office or anywhere. So it's kept secure and private. And then, so I've opened up the app. This you can have on your own phone. I'm using it on my iPad, and sometimes I'll use it on my laptop. I just press Inner Voice, which brings up this screen. And then I can choose to either just scan and receive audio files, or I can actually scan to receive audio files plus some health data as well, and just ways to support myself physically. I suggest some educational suggestions. So I'm going to press this one. I like to know everything. And then it's going to ask me to talk in 3, 2, 1. Say, I am Anne Barrett, and I'm here demonstrating how the inner voice works to those that are viewing this video who may be interested in receiving their own inner voice audio and reports. Anyway, so it started. So 10 seconds was up quite quickly, as you can see. You start with the most powerful words being I am and then your name. And because the subconscious mind brings up on that, that is what you're putting out to the universe. And then you just talk about anything random. And it's now scanning my voice and frequencies, and we'll compare that to an octave of music, and then show me on a chart which notes are peaking and which are suppressed, and then provide me corresponding reports for those 3 emotions that are peaking the most and the one that's being suppressed the most. And as you can see, it's going through a few things as we go. Oh, and there we go, it's done. Next, I'm going to generate the reports, because that's one of the outputs I want. So I'm just going to click on this last one, and so it's doing its work and finished. And then I'd email it to myself as well, because it doesn't get stored in the app, so you can't go back to it. You can't ask me for another copy because it's gone. Because frequencies are literally done in the moment. Your frequencies in this moment are different to frequencies when I started the scan. So your frequencies will change tomorrow, they'll change in a week's time. In this moment, this is what has come up for me. And this is why it's good to compare reports over time to see what may have stayed out of frequency, because then that's what you really may need to address in other ways as well. So I am going to email that to myself quickly, just so that I have it for reference. Because I've already previously entered in my details, my email address has been saved, but only on my device, including reports. And then I say send. And it's sending 7 pages, as we can see, but we don't need to wait. So this now I call your mini DJ set. So what you'd receive is a link taking you to this on a web browser, where you can play now with this little DJ set. I'll come back to that shortly, because first I want to demonstrate to you the reports that you receive. So this here is now my emotions displayed on a chart here we can see one particular one which is peaking up really high. This is the note of G, and the next one is D sharp. But interestingly, so this D sharp here, there's more of that. So you can see the numbers at the top, they also have relevance, but I was interested to see, like, while this is the one that's peaking the most, this number is actually lower than this one. So I'd say this one is the most critical emotion that's peaking. And then this one definitely looks like it's the lowest, but I will cross check. That's a 3.4, and that it is. So it represents the music G sharp that came up in my voice. Then there's information pages, so explaining to you how it works, what you need to do. So listening to it 3 to 5 times in a week. So 3 to 5 days, but 3 times a day. And then this is the very first page. So if you were to print it out, it'd be this represent an A4 page. So here's my emotions. What does it say? Emotionally disconnected versus emotionally integrated. And the corresponding note is D sharp, and the supportive note, so it's like 5 notes apart, is A. And so while my voice indicated D sharp, the balancing harmonic that it's going to provide and play for me is A, to help balance out those frequencies within me. And in another video, you'll see I talk about color, and here is where color comes up. And in this case, it's purple. So if I was to work with just this emotion and this frequency, I'd put on my purple glasses and wear that at the same time. Or I could choose to just stare at this purple and I'd just blow that up. And then imagine, I can stare at that purple and imagine energetically that I could infuse the frequencies of the purple color into my being to help dissolve any sense of being emotionally disconnected, as this has indicated. It doesn't mean that I'm one or the other. It just means that that scale is not optimal. So you know how an electrical meter would show 0 in the middle, -10 on one side, +10 on the other. I'm just not optimal there. So, and this is what needs to balance. And then here is an explanation as to what may be going on for me in context of the negative emotions, and then here the positive things. So negative emotions, it says maybe I'm emotionally disconnected, possible limited ability to experience and express emotions, difficulty with healing and grieving process. So yes, I do acknowledge that I am still going through a grieving process of having lost both my parents now due to age, but I'm an only child as well. So it's taken a while for me to process that, because there's so many things that are reminders in life. So yes, I acknowledge this. May be a result of fear of rejection or past overwhelming emotional experiences. Yes, so fear of rejection, primary school, high school, I got bullied. So felt that rejection a lot, and it carried through for many, many years. So that's obviously still within my system. And then the overwhelming emotional experiences, which I have also experienced. So yeah, I find this is quite accurate, and I've heard from other clients and other people that have experienced inner voice really are surprised at the accuracy of this information. So even if you were to get these same emotions, this data in here will still be relevant just to you. It won't necessarily be the same as what's come up for me. Now there's 4 other sections on here, but the only one that I normally concern myself with is this last one, imbalances and suggestions, because this is ways that you can support yourself. And so it's telling me to look at my digestive system, endocrine system, and respiratory system. So improve sleep. I know I didn't have the greatest sleep last night, but that's as a consequence of something that I ate. Consider adrenal and thyroid support. I know that I have thyroid issues, so it's identifying that as well, and that could also have impacted my sleep last night, because I actually forgot to take my supplements that I take to support my thyroid. And respiratory system, well, I've still got leftovers, as you can probably hear, from a cold that started last week. And then but the main thing is not to get caught up on this. This is just suggestions. And then what I do is, because there's another 3 pages of different emotions, we've got fear versus confidence, I'm doing a video at the moment, so I do have an underlying aspect of fear of doing this type of activity while trying to come across as confident. So yes, I'd be going off the scale there. Color of orange. Here we have brain, liver and kidneys, so slightly different, but hydration is in there, and enzymes has been repeated. Next one, so I'm looking for something that's consistent across all 4 pages. Then self-critical and versus self-accepting. So again, I'm looking at myself, I'm saying, oh, have I got my hair out of place? Am I being, critical? Do I sound okay? All those types of things are all relevant to what I'm doing right now. Here we have the color of magenta to work with, and then we've got spine, lymphatic system and respiratory system. Again, and then the last one on the last page is the one, the emotion that was being suppressed, the one that I may not even be aware of. It's called suppressed emotions versus self-expression. How funny. And so my note was G sharp, the supportive note is D. And again, we've got kidneys, digestive and large intestines. So digestive integration is the main thing that's shown up consistently across all 4. So I'd go check on my supplements, make sure I take them all today, my probiotics and whatever else that I need. That's what I need for me. Not saying that you need it. Everybody's different and everybody needs different things to support their body. Even if you've been diagnosed with a condition that's the same as somebody else's, it's not what they're doing, what's supporting them doesn't necessarily mean it's going to help you. You need to find out what's unique to you, what's unique to your body chemistry and makeup, to help support yourself. It's all healing is self-healing. And so it's really important, if you feel as though something's not right, keep pushing until you get the answers. I knew for myself that this is already a year ago, because I always use my birthday as my reminder to get my annual medical checks, blood checks done. And but something was happening that happened 15 years ago, and it turned into something like quite traumatic. So I didn't want the same to start, so I thought I'll start investigating early. But really struggled to get the doctor to agree to send me for the blood tests that I needed, even despite having a history of Hashimoto thyroiditis, for example, and other inflammatory symptoms. She was reluctant to send me for the blood tests. So I just had to find other ways around finding someone that would send me for the blood tests. I didn't mind that I had to pay for them because I wanted to get to the underlying contributing factors. And so it took me a long time. I'm only now, just a year later, having found all the answers and underlying contributing factors to my symptoms. But, it's taken a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of money and investment. But the scanner has helped me to start identifying where some of those imbalances are. And then I've taken it further to a functional integrative medicine doctor as well, who could then send me for all the tests and actually understand that this technology helps. There are people that do, other health professionals that use this technology as well and have an understanding of it. And so coming back to our GJ set, here is what we can do. So I can simply keep it simple, nothing more, just press 5 minutes and then play. And you can see this is the shape of the frequency that's being sent. Oops, I'm on low battery, sorry about that. Let's close. But for some reason, I haven't got volume on at the moment. I'll turn that up. And if you don't like piano, you can choose to change it. So this is, as I said, it's a DJ set. You can change your music because the music is just the nice part that's over it. So it's a different tune. This one's better for exercising too. If you go for your morning walks, just play your music as you're doing your morning walk. I'll just stop that there so as not to interfere. And then if we want to, so you can turn down the volume of the, if I can do 2 things at once, it's in the wrong angle. Here we go. Turn the music down, turn the frequency up, so all you're hearing is the frequency. I don't know if you can hear that. And see how this is changing color? That's showing you then which of those music notes it's playing as well at the same time. I tend to find that when it plays the frequency for the last one, that one, the emotion that was suppressed, that's when I usually feel that my hair stand on end on my arms, or otherwise I just feel something within me, and then it's like I have a look and it's like, oh yes, that's that emotion, because that's the one that I wasn't aware of, that I may have been suppressing, and it's changing the frequencies to help shift that and bring me back to optimal frequency and balance. Yeah, this is one of my favorite tools, because the inner voice, if you don't use anything else and just use that, it's fantastic, because it covers a lot of the information that all the more in-depth data and reports that this amazing technology provides covers anyway. So, but just in simple terms. So sometimes we can get overwhelmed with too much information, and I feel like I've shared now too much information, which may be overwhelming. So let's pause and take in 3 nice deep breaths and help calm and connect us back down to earth. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. And this time when you're breathing out, breathe out. Imagine that you can discharge any negative energy out through the soles of your feet into the earth, helping to anchor and ground you. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for seeing this through to the end. If there's any other aspects of the AO scanner that you'd like me to cover in a video, please do let me know. You can find me on www.empoweringhealth.clinic or message me via this technology that you're viewing me on now.